Hey guys, welcome back to Hemlock Ridge. It's been a while, but good to see you. It has been the 3 H's, hazy, hot, and humid. And I've been trying to figure out a way to stay cool. We've had temperatures way into the 90s, lots of humidity. And one of the things when you're off grid is you really can't run air conditioning. I mean, I know there's some people that have massive solar systems and there's videos on being able to power AC. But for most folks, that's just not practical. So the cool thing is that you can do some old-fashioned things to stay cool. The great thing though about being off-grid today is that there's some creature comforts out there that are available to you if you want to tap into new technology. And today I'm going to look at one of those things. I have been in search for a rechargeable fan, something I can use. I actually bought one unit, had to return it because it hardly moved any air. And I've been fortunate enough from the folks at Itehil to try out their new solar fan. And I'm actually pretty impressed, so I want to share it with you today because I love to share new tech with you on the channel. So the Itehil solar fan is really nice. It's compact, and what's great about it is you have two ways of charging it. You can actually charge it through a USB port and plug in a USB cord. It takes about 10 hours to charge from empty, or you can actually use solar to charge it as well when you're outside. And here's what's really nice about that is that typically you're going to use one of these fans if you're inside in the evening, perhaps for sleeping. Maybe you're out tent camping and you want to move some air around in the tent. Then during the day, you go ahead, put it out in the sun, and this will be able to recharge itself without having to worry about batteries or any kind of power source to charge it. What's really nice about the fan is that it is compact, but it can move a lot of air. It's actually got 4 different speeds. It's got low, medium, high, and turbo. And what's even more impressive is the runtime of this fan. On turbo, which is really ripping, this fan will actually run for 10 hours continuously. If you want to put it on low just to keep a little breeze to just get some of that evaporative cooling going on and move some air, it will run for almost 20 hours on low. And the charge time isn't bad either. If it's completely empty, it'll take 10 hours to charge through a USB cord or perhaps 14 hours in sunlight through solar. But the reality is you're probably not going to drain this completely every single day or every night, and so you're only going to need a few hours every day to top it off. There's also a mode that simulates natural wind where it'll increase and decrease the amount of air, sort of like blowing wind. And what's cool also is that you can actually use this with a timer. So if you want to turn it on for a few hours during the night to move some air and have it go off later in the night when it cools down, you can set the timer for 2, 4, 6, or 8 hours. Just having a little bit of air moving on you can make a huge difference when it's really hot out. It can help lower your body temperature by several degrees, and not having to rely on a power source or run out of batteries is really fantastic. Now, what's great about this unit really is the runtime. It's got a 10,000 milliamp battery in it, and it will actually run on turbo mode, which is super high, for up to 10 hours. That's incredible. If you put it on a lower setting, you can get 20 hours of runtime. And so you're probably not going to drain this all down in one evening. So, you could go ahead and charge it up outside. If it was completely dead, it would take 14 hours to charge in the sun, or 10 hours to charge through a USB cord if you do have power available. But the reality is you're probably only going to drain the battery, 50% of the time, and then not have that much charging to get it back up to 100%. So on the side is a USB-A port where you can actually charge a phone or portable electronic device using the internal battery to this as well. Or again, use the USB-C port to go ahead and actually charge the battery in the fan itself. Overall, I am pretty impressed with this. It's solid. Pretty easy, very nice stand at 90, 60, or 30 degrees, and it will stand up and basically put any kind of air anywhere you want it. And what's nice too is with the solar panel right on the back, you can position this any way you want outside to get the most direct sunlight to help charge this as fast as possible. So no need to bring extra wires or an extra solar panel. You literally just take the fan, set it up in the sun, and as it's charging, you'll actually see the charging indicator flashing on here. When it's fully charged, the light turns a solid color to let you know that it is completely charged and ready to go. So hopefully if you can make use of this, I will put the link in the description. I've also managed to get a discount for any viewers of the channel. You can use the promo code HEMLOCK10. Again, I'll put that in the description as well of the video, but if you use the promo code Hemlock10, you'll save $10 on this, and hopefully it works out for you, whether you're off-grid, camping, or just like some air in the great outdoors. So let's go ahead and take a look at the property, and I'll show you some of the things I've been working on and how everything's looking here in the summer, now that it's been really wet and warm and humid the last few months. So the property's been coming along nice since I've done some improvements last year. The pond is looking a lot better because I introduced some grass carp last year, and they're definitely helping keep the weeds down, and I think even some of the algae down, so that the water is a lot cleaner than it was in the past. You know, I would say 25–30% of the pond would have been covered by algae at this time of year already. And also, I went ahead and added a couple of solar string lights here when we're having a campfire out by the picnic table at night. It's just nice to have a little bit of ambient light. The little shed I've put together is working out great. I've got some great place to keep my equipment out of the rain, which has been really nice as well. But there's always something to do. You know, right now I've got a path that I cleared when I bought the property on the dam of the pond, essentially, that has completely grown in again. I can't even barely drive my equipment down there. So I'm going to need to be able to trim that back as well, so I can get my mower through there and my 6x6 through there as well too. Constantly having trees come down. I got this tree that is blocking another path down to the lower part of the property that needs to be cut so I can get through there. And you know, that's part of the fun of having an off-grid property, though. There's always something to do. You're outdoors, you're getting some exercise while you're doing it, but you have the ability to really do whatever you want to do with your property, which is so nice. One of my projects over the winter too was I built a Leopold bench and dragged it all the way back here during the winter and installed it on one of the overlooks looking down into the gorge. It's a really nice, peaceful place to sit and relax because you can watch wildlife down there, hear the water moving, and really, really cool. Hey, well, thanks again for tuning into the channel. Hopefully what you found today was valuable, or at least enjoyable, getting to see some of the great outdoors. Remember, life is short, so get outdoors, and hopefully we'll see you here next time on Hemlock Ridge.